Remember how we talked about God always has a plan in the midst? That God is always working in the midst? That even when we're in the wilderness and it's so hard to just have the patience and the courage to wander through it, that it's so easy to just give up on God and think, where is he in all this? And why does this even matter? That he's orchestrating something so great that has been in the works for thousands and thousands of years. That God isn't making this plan up as he goes. God is simply initiating the plan he already had in place. And it doesn't matter what king comes to power or what nation now rules the world. That tower will one day fall. And God's mighty mountain will grow. And the kingdom rule of God will be here. And the Emmanuel God with us will be here. I share this with you because as we come into this season of Advent, thinking about the wise men and the different characters that sometimes we see in that creche scene, it's easy just to forget about it. It's easy just to dumb it down into singing camels and three claymation guys singing. It's easy just to say, where is God in all this? Because bills are due and life is hard, relationships are broken, jobs are difficult, school can be hard, friends aren't always trustworthy, family members can be difficult. Sometimes people get sick. Sometimes people even die. So where is God in all this? Well, he's right here in the midst. And this story is simply a reminder that God had a plan from the beginning, and that plan is still in effect. And the fruition is only half shown to us. For unto this day a child is born. We get ready to celebrate the birth of Christ, and we recognize that incredible gift that God has brought into this world. That he's not given up on us. That his promise is still good. That he'll make good on everything he said he would. And as Christians, we know this. Because we didn't just see a child, we saw a child grown up into an incredible man who lived a life absolutely perfect, meaning he never once sinned or turned his back on God. Every thought, every action he put in submission to God. And he did it for you and I. So that when it came to that point in his life where he could offer his life, and Christ is taken to the cross and killed, we see it for what it is, an unfair death to somebody who didn't deserve it. And for those that look at it even deeper, we might even recognize that we should be the one on that cross, because we're the ones who fell short. But just like God said to Abraham, no, you sit this out. I'm going to make this covenant. And if you fall short, then what happened to this animal isn't going to happen to you. It's going to happen to me. I'm going to stand in your stead. And so when we celebrate the birth of Christ, we also celebrate his life lived and given for us. That triumphantly he went to the cross, looking at each one of us in the eye, saying, you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're so worth it. So that when he dies on the cross, he can say those words that I love so much when he says, it is finished. That means it's finished now, it's finished then, and it will never cease being finished. You know, I think it's that idea that Daniel passed on to the wise men. So that all those years, as they're passing that story on to the next and the next, and they're gazing across the skies looking for that sign of hope. Where is God in all of this? As the world has been conquered 4 times over, we still see that in the midst of all of that is this kingdom of God that has come to earth in a tiny baby, but really represents the kingdom that has come to each one of us, and is that promise that he will make all things new. This is what we celebrate. And this is what we think about when we're in the wilderness.